What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. Now, today is sort of a reaction video, really more of a discussion video, pretty much about WrestleMania 37. Night 2 just ended, and WrestleMania weekend is over. Okay, WrestleMania weekend is finished, and this video is just going to be my immediate thoughts, my quick thoughts about what I thought about WrestleMania, my opinions, what I liked, what I didn't like. And that's pretty much it. It's just my opinions, just, maybe what I would like to see changed in the future. But if you guys want to join the discussion, feel free to join the comment section below. Let me know what you guys like, didn't like, what you guys want to see, and etc. I always appreciate when you guys like to join the discussion, and I'm always trying to reply to your comments. So again, feel free to join the discussion and let me know what you guys thought about it. But real quick, I'm not going to go through every match. I'll tell you what I felt about WrestleMania in total, but I'm not going to go through every match. Instead, I'm going to go through at least the matches that I enjoyed, okay, that I really liked. And in no particular order, I'm just going to start naming them, but first one was Cesaro and Seth Rollins, okay? Cesaro and Seth Rollins have a lot of potential to put on a really good match, and they really did. I really enjoyed it. Cesaro finally got his WrestleMania moment, and I believe they said it was his first singles. Was it first singles appearance at WrestleMania and victory? It was something like that. But either way, Cesaro is super underrated, and I would like to think, this is maybe the start of a push. But we all know Vince McMahon, right? So who knows? But either way, I was super happy for Cesaro. Props to him, and I thought those two put on a really good match, okay? The next match that I believe was also from night one was the Bad Bunny tag team match. Now listen, a lot of times when celebrities get involved in wrestling, it's really just, especially if they're going to fight, it's really just them being on the apron until the very, last couple of minutes of the match where they kind of swoop in, do like 2 or 3 moves, and end up getting the pin. Like, that's usually what a celebrity does when it comes to wrestling, right? Listen, shout out to Bad Bunny, for real. Bad Bunny really surprised me. He surprised a lot of people. And he was actually very excited to watch. I actually really enjoyed this match. I wasn't expecting this match to be some 5-star spectacle, It was the same way, it's the same way I looked at Shaquille O'Neal being at AEW Dynamite. When he was in that tag match and he was fighting against Cody and Red Velvet, not expecting the match to be a 5-star, but I want it to be exciting. I want it to be enjoyable, and Bad Bunny really did that. That Canadian Destroyer that he hit with Morrison with, I was so shocked, and I really like that Bad Bunny put the time and the work in. So that match was definitely one of my favorites. Shout out to Bad Bunny. The next match I'm gonna say is the triple threat match, because the match after this is probably my favorite for WrestleMania weekend. But the other match that I did enjoy was the triple threat match, which was in night 2. It was Roman versus Daniel Bryan versus Edge. Solid match. All 3 guys really tested each other. People were going through tables. People were getting speared left and right. It was just a good match overall. I think the outcome was a little predictable, but Roman's doing his thing. Roman's doing his thing, and I was more excited probably just to see how the crowd would react to Roman. But it was like a lot of mixed, He was getting cheered, booed. I mean, probably same old thing. But again, triple threat match was pretty good. Really enjoyed it. And then the last match, I think, for me personally, and again, you guys let me know what was your favorite match out of WrestleMania weekend. But my favorite match has to be Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. Now, these 2 women made history because I believe it was the first time 2 African-American women were main eventing and going for the WWE Women's title. So this had a lot of emotion behind it already, okay? Even before the match, Bianca Belair was crying and Sasha Banks was almost just about to cry. This match meant a lot. It really did. And these 2 women are probably, the best in terms of at least one of the best or 2 of the best in the division. And these 2 killed it. These 2 actually killed it. I really enjoyed this match. this match is really exciting to watch. And that Bianca Belair hair whip that she did to Sasha, whew, let me tell you, when I heard the impact from that, I literally bounced out of my chair. Like that was crazy. But these two again, these two killed it. Bianca Belair wins the women's champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and it's a feel good moment, especially seeing her win the Royal Rumble earlier this year, and now she's winning the SmackDown Women's belt. So congratulations to both of the women in this match. Those two absolutely killed it, and it just shows like, with a good build and then just good wrestlers in general, you could create something special. So shout out to those two women, because honestly, without that match, I mean, again, the other matches were enjoyable, but that women's main event really put the excitement on another level for me. So shout out to those two women. And real quick, again, like the other matches that I didn't mention, some were okay. So, like KO and Sami Zayn, like, they were alright, the matches, but nothing really stuck out to me. And that was really the problem that I had with this WrestleMania. It really didn't feel like a WrestleMania. Some matches, like the women's main event, felt like a WrestleMania kind of match. But throughout the event, it honestly felt like I was watching like a glorified Raw or SmackDown, to be honest. That's just my opinion, but that's what it felt like. Again, like the other matches really weren't interested. And then, this is probably the one match I'm going to have a lot to talk about, because if you guys have been following me on my channel, when I do reactions, I always say this, and you could tell just by the content I upload. The one story I was invested in this whole, it was like this year and a little bit of last year too, but this whole time was The Fiend and Randy Orton. Okay, they've been building The Fiend's return ever since he got lit on fire by Randy, and he comes back. He doesn't talk. He's not doing the Firefly Funhouse. Alexa Bliss is holding it down, being his mouthpiece, and it's just if there was one match and one story that had the best build, in my opinion, it was this one. Okay, and the problem with that, especially when we're talking about WWE here, the problem is that if you build a story like this and it's so good, like it's been really good in terms of how they've been building it, you have a lot to live up to when you come, when it's time for the big match, what I'm saying? The big culmination of this storyline. They had a lot that they needed to deliver. The entrance, in the beginning, the entrances were great. Randy comes out, he's doing his thing. Alexa Bliss is coming out to the Firefly Funhouse music, right? She has I swear every week she's evolving with her makeup or something, but she started having these big just covering her eyes, like some kind of makeup. And then The Fiend, before he makes his entrance, there's a video of him walking through the tunnel where he kind of looks like he's shedding, like he shed the burnt skin of The Fiend, right? And now he has this new outfit. It's not completely new, but it's a little tweaked. But new outfit. His mask is also a little different, is a little tweaked. But he looks like The Fiend pretty much before he was set on fire. So that happens, and then we see Alexa Bliss come out, and there's a Jack in the Box now in the ring, at least in front of the ring. And there's a big Jack in the Box. Alexa Bliss is winding up the Jack in the Box. It's playing that melody. Once the melody stops, the Fiend's music hits. Fiend comes out of the Jack in the Box, staring Randy down. He's taunting on top of it. And eventually the Fiend jumps off the Jack in the Box, hits Randy, and, we got the match started. Now, to be honest with you, again, I'm only invested in this match because of the story. In no way do I expect the Fiend and Randy to have a 5-star spectacle match. That's just not what I expect. I don't think that's... I'm not going to say it's not possible, but, I just don't expect that coming out of this match. What I expect is just a lot of more story progression, a little, maybe some callbacks to what happened before, just some kind of storytelling in this match. Because, again, we have spent months, invested in the storyline. And, the Fiend is... taking some bumps from Randy where he's not selling it because, again, he's the Fiend, right? Randy Orton hits the Fiend with like 3 spike DDTs from the ropes, and at some point, I don't I don't remember if he hits Randy with the Sister Abigail or he's going for it. But either way, he's in that stance, right? He gives him, gives Randy that the kiss. And Alexa Bliss is now on top of the Jack in the Box, looking like Enchantress from Suicide Squad. She has this crown, she has the makeup still, and she has the ooze that Randy Orton's been coughing up for the past couple weeks. She has the ooze like just coming down, like literally just drenching her. And she looks like some Hereditary, Midsummer, something like that along those lines. Just like creepy, I don't know what I'm looking at kind of person. And the Fiend is kind of like, well, first of all, she's kind of like reaching out, right? Like she's sitting on top of the Jack in the Box with everything happening, and she's kind of like she has her hand out, and the Fiend like either, again, because I don't remember if he hits his Sister Abigail now, but either way, he's also reaching out, and Randy just kind of, why? You know what? I assume he didn't hit it because Randy just got back up, but Randy turns the Fiend around, hits the Fiend with an RKO, and the match is over. And it's just like this confusion, right? And it's not because it's not a confusion about what's happening with Alexa Bliss. Like, it's not that kind of confusion, because I'm all for the story being progressed and evolving from what it is. I'm all for that. The confusion was just, did they really just have the Fiend lose like this? And I felt like even in the arena, like, just by watching on TV and just seeing like the people's reactions, they had that same thing. Like, did the Fiend really just lose his match? You spent months building the Fiend up, and he's losing to one RKO. The one RKO that he took, 2 weeks ago when Randy was trying to throw gas on him again in the ring, remember? And Alexa Bliss comes to the rope after Randy RKO'd the Fiend, and Fiend pops up and destroys Randy. So the one RKO takes the Fiend out? I think that's my biggest issue, to be honest. Like, I'm all for, progression and, figuring out why Alexa Bliss, did what she did or whatever. Like, I'm all for, like, story progression. That doesn't bother me. The biggest thing is just, why have the Fiend, first of all, why have the Fiend lose? Okay, that's just what I think. But if you're going to have him lose, why have him lose like that? Like, you could still do the distraction of sorts if you really needed to progress whatever story you're trying to tell, but don't have him lose to one RKO. He literally knows, like, the Fiend no-sold every other move Randy had, right? And he's eaten an RKO before and gotten right back up, so it's not brand new that, like, it would be brand new if he just no-sold that too. But I personally don't, I'm not a fan of that, and to me, again, maybe you guys feel different, and feel free, feel free to tell me what you guys thought. Maybe you guys enjoyed it, and that's great. But for me, I definitely feel kind of like exhausted trying to, be invested into this story, which is why I've said, on different occasions that it's disappointing, because I grew up, like a lot of people, watching WWE, WWF before it was WWE. And I grew up watching it, and that's what, this is the company that got me into wrestling. So I'm always going to have a soft spot for it. And I always want to see WWE be that juggernaut, because no matter what, I mean, they're always going to be the most popular, wrestling company. Like, that's not going to change. But it's unfortunate that, at least to me, at least in my opinion, their content hasn't really been good. And whenever they have really solid stories, they don't know how to build it, because they like recycling, rinsing and repeating the same wrestlers every week, the same thing, and it's because they're making money no matter what. So I understand that part, but unfortunately, they're just, I feel like they try to insult some people's intelligence when it comes to that. But again, to me, it was a big letdown. I love the entrance of the Fiend, the whole him shedding the skin of the burn feet. Like, that was great. It was literally, and this is kind of funny to say, but literally up until the bell rang, it was great. Like, it was actually, like, I enjoyed it. But then after, and then the finish, I'm just like, I'm definitely interested in seeing what's gonna happen with Alexa and the Fiend, because it almost looks like, I mean, Alexa has been in control recently, but it almost looks like now she's like almost this kind of queen, and she's controlling the Fiend, or she's gonna be maybe even more powerful than the Fiend. Like, that's what it looks like. And again, love it. I love that part. I love the fact that we're getting some crazy like tension now, and maybe even a face off between whatever Alexa Bliss is and the Fiend. Like, I love the potential of that. Do not like the way they treated the Fiend though in that match. I think they made the Fiend look bad. You know, Randy Orton wins again. Like, I'm not a fan of it, and it really is kind of exhausting just trying to invest yourself. And it's part of the reason why I don't really cover a lot of other things that happen in WWE, because I'm not really invested in it. You know, like, it doesn't mean you guys can't be invested in it. It's just a personal opinion for me. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But overall, you know, I mean, for me, WrestleMania was more about the spectacle of having the fans back, you know, having the WWE Universe back. That's really what it was about for me. So, I mean, in that aspect, honestly, it was really good to see the fans back and pyro and just have the atmosphere of what wrestling really is all about. It was really great to see that. But if I'm going to judge it just by, like, results and match card, honestly, to me, it was disappointing. I think night one was better than night two if I had to pick. But again, it wasn't really great. But there were some matches that were, you know, really good, especially that women's championship match. Those two killed it and probably saved WrestleMania for me, at least in terms of completely, you know, not liking it. But again, that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think down below. I want to be able to talk with you guys, and I want to hear what you guys like, what you guys didn't like, what you guys wanted to see, you know, all that stuff. So be sure to join the comment section below. And also be sure to follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. I'm planning to do future watch-alongs and pay-per-view, future live discussions, so I'm able to talk with you guys in real time. And also more gaming as well. So, you know, just pretty much playing video games and hanging out. So if you guys are interested in any of that, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I'll have the link on screen, and I'll have the link in the description box below. And if you guys enjoyed the video in general and you guys want to see more kind of reaction/discussion videos whenever pay-per-views do happen, be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also be sure to click on that bell icon to stay notified whenever I drop brand new videos, okay? Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. You guys are always showing me love, and I'm always appreciating it. I'm always seeing it. So again, thank you guys so much. We're on the road to 400 subs. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.